Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Cody Jones, and today I'm going to be doing a review and a rating of the Tomb Raider Trilogy. Now, my memory is going to be a little bit fuzzy because I don't really remember very much from the reboot or the Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I did write down a few things about what I do recall in the game. I did do a little bit of research on the reboot. But before we get into that, I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let's try to get to 40 subs. And if you guys can do that, I will have something very exciting, something very funny. I'll do something for y'all. Also, be on the lookout on October 1st. Alright, mark that shit on your calendars because I have a very good friend of mine that I'm going to be having on a video, and I cannot really say very much, but I really got something cooking up, and when the time is right, I will reveal it to you guys. I'll even, I'll do something, alright? But other than that, let's just get it cracking. And again, I will be doing a review on the reboot, on the 3 games. On the 2013, The Rise of the Tomb Raider and The Shadow, which I just recently beat, and I love this, so I'm very excited to really discuss the Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But from what I remember in the reboot, it does take off in a fictional island. Again, this is all fictional, know that. Uh, Off the coast of Japan, an island called Yamatai, however you guys say it. And again, my memory is just very fuzzy, but you do discover a group of people that are after you, and they're called Trinity, from what I remember, because they are like the main antagonists in the trilogy. Now, from what I remember, the game graphics were pretty decent. I mean, they were much better than the old school Tomb Raider games. The puzzles were a little bit complex-ish because I was very new to the Tomb Raider games. It was like actually the first Tomb Raider game I've ever played. So from what I remember, there wasn't really a whole lot I remember from it. The storyline, though, I think the storyline was really interesting. The looks of everything was really cool. And you do eventually become... And another thing from what I remember in the Tomb Raider trilogy, in the reboot, my apologies, I stepped away for a moment. But another thing that I do remember in the reboot was the combats. It was very, not very similar to the Uncharted games because a lot of the things that you do create are just handcrafted in nature. Like you begin stalking your enemies with a bow and with poisons, and I do love that kind of shit in these games because it's very like unlike other games like the Uncharted's, and there's gonna be some similarities between the two. Especially with everything falling apart, very Nathan Drake like. So again, I do not really remember a whole lot, so I will give it a fair rating by giving it a 6.5. Now on to Rise of the Tomb Raider. I do vaguely remember this. I do remember seeing a trailer for it when it came out. Like you were basically stuck in a snowstorm in Siberia looking for the lost city of Kitech. And it's like, I do remember that there was some, I don't want to say Indian based, but it's like a lot of it was just very, like, um, again, I do not remember a whole lot from these games because when I send these games back into GameFly, I have a bunch of other coming games that I hop onto, and a lot of them that I do remember, a lot of them that I don't remember. I mean, I barely remember anything from the second to most recent game I played. So, um, like, and another thing, I'm bouncing back and forth between God of War 3 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So my memory on Odyssey and Origins are gonna be washed away in time. But yeah, and the storyline with Rise of the Tomb Raider was it was really cool. I loved it, and like the whole thing from the game, from what else I remember, was that it's bouncing back and forth between present and past of Laura Croft's family passing away and her father allegedly killing himself. Now, I want it to be known that there will be spoilers to these games, especially to the last two. So if you're not watching, so if you are sensitive to spoilers, go ahead and skip ahead. But it's like the way that they portrayed as Laura's father committing suicide, it was very like compelling and heartfelt because you have little Laura who was just traumatized from that, learning that her own father, sorry if I'm adjusting the camera, was like the way that the game plays out, like back and forth with the past and present, is very like compelling. It's really interesting. Like you are going back and forth in the Croft Manor and in the snowy areas of Siberia looking for Kitesh. And for the combat style, very similar again the to the 2013 reboot, is the crafting of the weapons that you make, because again you are crafting the bows, but you're also like crafting daggers. There are little fun trilogy challenges. Sorry. So, and the graphics were amazing. Like the storyline was amazing as well. So for this game, I would give it an 8 rating. Now on to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This one I've just recently beaten. I have posted little pictures here and there on Snapchat. I'm not gonna be posting my Snapchat username, by the way. But yeah, this one, very exciting to say. Very awesome storyline. The graphics were phenomenal. The like basically what the game starts off is that you are looking for the lost city of Paititi, which is like this whole game is going to be based on Mayan and Aztec religion, and you are also like battling to put an end to Trinity, but also trying to keep the world from coming to an end. So it's like it's a whole lot of pressure added onto Laura and to Jonah, and you begin to notice that your father didn't commit suicide, but actually he was murdered. And she realizes that her family that supported her were just against her. So all in all, with the storyline, it was very compelling. Really has her feeling a whole lot of doubt, a lot of pressure, especially when she begins to realize that the world is ending and that Trinity is completely just more and more steps ahead of her with everything that they're trying to do to have an advantage to get to their goal. So the whole storyline really is just amazing. It is phenomenal. I mean, the fighting skills and the fight scenes, it was all really top notch. The graphics were wonderful, especially with how you get to do challenges, fighting all kinds of wild animals to get skins and to do little challenges and all that shit. Like, the whole game was just amazing, and you do eventually put an end, and you do eventually put an end to Trinity. So the ending was very, very touch and go, but on a very great and positive note, knowing that it's not only the end of the Tomb Raider series, but it is also the end for Lara Croft, and that you actually did get to save the Earth. So, oh no, man, this whole game was really amazing. I'd give Shadow of the Tomb Raider a 10 out of 10. 100%. The storyline, the characters, the graphics, the whole shebang, you know. This shit was a very fun game. I loved it. I might even do it on this channel eventually. I mean, I do plan to do some Let's Plays in the future. But other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say. The reboot, 6.5, maybe 7. Maybe 7, you know, to be fair. Because I do remember that I did like it. For Rise of the Tomb Raider, I give that shit a complete 8. But for the final, but other than that, guys, that's all I gotta say. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't. Give this video a like.